I've come to the realization that momentum tends to kill all fear. Now, I'm somebody who tends to care a lot about his future, where I want to go, how I want to, and I'm very strategic with my life. I want to know where I'm going, where I'm headed, and how the future's going to unfold for me. But a lot of times I tend to get caught up in the fear of it rather than being optimistic and knowing and having full faith that everything I want to do is going to work out. I get very scared. I get very pessimistic. I get very, there's always this lingering fear every time I want to do something or start something. I have a podcast. I remember when I first started my podcast, I had so many fears and so many things that were holding me back. Whether it be religious fears, whether it be my own fear, like so many different things. Think fear of being perceived or how it would look. But I've noticed that a lot of the time when I get into the situation that I'm so scared of, when I'm there, when I'm in it, the fear eradicates completely. It's just about taking the first step and actually getting there. I feel like a lot of the time, the reason why so many people tend to get scared is because their barrier to entry is so high. You have so many expectations, so much you want, the way you think things are going to turn out don't end up turning out the way they are. The goals that you have are so big and so far-fetched that it actually ends up scaring you more than necessary. So I feel like reducing the barrier to entry whenever you're doing something or whenever you have work or a goal that you want to achieve, rather than thinking I want to run a 10k by the end of this summer or by the end of this month, just saying, okay, today I'm going to run 400 meters, and then tomorrow I'm going to do 800, and then tomorrow I'm going to do, just keeping that momentum going, because momentum is genuinely the killer of all fears. Like the minute you start just moving, I promise you, a lot of the fears that you have will tend to just fold and just become less noisy in your head. I feel like even with me, whenever I get scared of something and I just start, my fears just start fading slowly, and of course new fears are always going to arise. You're always going to get more scared as you go up the ladder. Different fears are going to come, but they also eradicate and they also slowly fade away the more you just keep moving. Like I was having this conversation with my friend the other day, and he was telling me how, he has a brand and he wants to start dropping, but he doesn't know where to start. And I just told him, just find momentum. However you do it, whatever it is that you need to do, just find momentum. Like doing the small thing consistently tends to build the creativity that you think you're lacking. Like it's all about, once you've built the logo, then you've built the website, and you've done all these little things before you start the business, even if it's just that, and you don't want to get too caught up in that to the point where you actually forget the reason and the purpose you're actually here. But just trying to do that thing so that you can get that dopamine of actually starting, and then getting to the point of starting, because a lot of the time you get so caught up in the long-term vision that you forget to do the actual short-term work, and the short-term work usually builds momentum for the long-term vision. And that's something I feel like I've been learning a lot recently, and learning how to deal with, someone that like me who's trying to get into the filming industry, and I really want to become a director and an actor. I have no work in directing, I have no work in acting, but I feel like just making that unconscious decision every day to just do something small towards it, whether it's applying to short film roles, applying to jobs in my field, just little things every day, making a video, recording one thing rather than 100, or thinking I have to get an edit out every single week. Just recording one little thing and turning it into a piece over a period of even if it's just months. It's just building the momentum. Now, obviously, you don't want this momentum to be too slow for too long, because that ends up actually, it is a good thing to have momentum, but you don't want the momentum to be slow. But obviously, momentum will always pick up. Momentum is never slow for too long. It's slow at the start. Once you push start the car, 9 times out of 10, you will get to the speed that you want. And if not, usually you end up moving faster than you think. You're moving a lot faster than you think, but it's just about starting, really. So don't overthink and don't overwhelm the things that you need to do and have these insanely insane margins that you feel like you need to meet. Just do the thing. Quantity over quality when you first start out. Don't focus too much on quality when you're first starting. Quantity, do it again and again and again and again. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And by the time you know it, the quality will come with the quantity. I promise you. But yeah, that's all I really have to say today. That's my wise words for the day. This is my first ever video. I think it's done. I think I've said what I need to say. I think I've got my point across quite clearly. If you want more of this, if you guys are interested in this kind of content, please engage and let me know. And I'll hopefully start posting this more frequently, and I'll try to build some momentum in this. I was scared to do this today. There's a lot of people walking past, but you just gotta talk, man. People don't care as much as you think. So yeah, take care, everyone. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your day. I'm about to go gym. Yeah, take care. Bye.